huge hikes in the cost of energy.
And these price rises are expected to continue.
Inflation could reach 18.6%.
Soaring energy prices, which have left consumers facing big increases to their household bill.
Are you feeling the rise yet? Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So given how bad energy prices have got in the UK, I thought it might be useful if I made a video just talking about some tips on how to save energy, decrease your bill, not use quite as much electricity and gas around the house. I'm going to start with this guy right here, the old thermostat. So did you know that if you decrease your thermostat by even 1 degree, then that actually can save you 4% on your energy bill through the whole year? The World Health Organization actually says that 18 degrees is kind of just about right for a living room. So if you're a family that sets your thermostat, say at like 22, 23, somewhere around there, this is not right now, this is just how hot it is at the moment, 23. But if you set your thermostat regularly to 23, then there's quite a bit of savings that you could make on your energy bill just by reducing it a few degrees. And if you just reduce it by 1 degree, you probably won't even notice, but it will do wonders for your bill. And at the same time, make sure you're checking your heating and hot water schedule. So if you do have a thermostat that lets you change the timing of your heating and hot water, then what you don't want to be doing is you don't want to be turning those on when you're not using them. So there's no point in heating the house when you're not in it, as long as it's over 16 degrees. And similarly, don't have the hot water running all day. If you don't need it, maybe put the hot water on in the morning, an hour or two before everybody showers. But after that, you probably don't need it on for the whole day. There's probably enough left in the tank to do the washing up if that's what you need it for. And with the heating, a couple hours in the morning, maybe a couple hours in the evening when you get home. If you're at work, there's no need for it to be on during the day. And similarly, you don't want it to be baking hot while you're sleeping as well. Just leave the heating off during that time, save yourself some money, and you'll probably sleep better as well. Along a similar line, what you don't want to be doing is heating every single room of the house while you're not in them. So if you're at home on the weekend, you're spending all your time in the living room, there's no point in heating the bedrooms upstairs or the kitchen or anything like that. Use the valves on your radiators, turn down the temperature in those rooms that you're not going to be in most of the time. This can actually save you up to 6% on your bill every year. Although those really good savings do come if you use thermostatic radiator valves, and those do have a bit of an upfront cost. However, if you just turn your radiators down in the rooms that you're not in, you will save yourself a little bit of money through the year. On top of that, to keep your rooms warm, it's a good idea to have a walk around and check your windows and doors for drafts. If you look around the entire house and you can exclude some drafts, get something to block those, you can save yourself another 2% of your bill each year. This is really helpful because it means that your heating doesn't have to work overtime to warm a room that constantly has cold air coming in, especially in the winter when the air outside is really, really cold. You don't want that coming in and battling with your heating, because that's just going to cost you more money. This here is a good example of what I was talking about. I can feel colder coming under here. That's going to make the room much colder in the winter when it's really cold outside. So this could be something for me to fix this winter. Alright, so I'm in the kitchen now and there's quite a few things you can do in here. First one is with the kettle. Don't overfill your kettle. If you're just having 1 or 2 cups of tea between the family, then there's no need to fill the kettle up all the way. You're just making it do more work for the hot water that you're not going to use. So just be mindful of how much water you actually need and just save on that extra electricity. It just reduces how long the kettle's on for. And kettles really do use quite a lot of electricity in the time that they're on compared to a lot of other appliances. So it's something to look out for. When it comes to other appliances, things like the dishwasher, the washing machine, tumble dryer, firstly, if you can avoid it, just don't tumble dry, especially when it's a sunny day, a hot day, just dry your clothes the natural way. Tumble dryers really do use a lot of electricity, so if you can avoid using this, you'll help. I would say only really tumble dry if you really have to, if you really need some clothing that, it needs to be dry as soon as possible, but on the whole, try and avoid it. Then for the washing machine, wash at a lower temperature. It's a similar thing to turning down the thermostat. You save yourself some electricity and some energy that way. And maybe try and do 1 fewer load a week. If you do 3 a week, sort of as and when you need it, and you're not quite filling up the washing machine all the way, then maybe try and reduce that to 2 a week, but with a full load in the washing machine each time. And as I say, if you can reduce that temperature down, from 60 to 40 or 40 to 30, you're going to see a saving there. And it's a similar situation really with the dishwasher. Most appliances now have an eco mode. My dishwasher does. It takes a longer time, but it uses less energy and it uses less water. So this is just another way that you can save in the kitchen. Replace your light bulbs with energy efficient LEDs to help save some more pennies on your electricity bill. Old light bulbs are really energy inefficient and they waste a lot of energy. A lot of it comes off in heat. New light bulbs do let off some heat as well, but they're much more energy efficient, and you can just save some money that way just by replacing as many light bulbs in your house as possible with energy efficient ones. Do you have a TV or other electronic appliances that just stay in standby all the time? Well, something worth checking around your house. If you do leave TVs, video games, other plugs and they're on all the time, even overnight, even when you're not using them, this is just a small extra drain on the energy that you use. Now, it is true that TVs and other appliances are much better at conserving power when they're in standby mode than they used to be. A few years ago, that you would be wasting a lot of electricity by leaving a TV on in standby, whereas today it probably only is a couple of pounds a year. But if you are trying to save everywhere that you can, then it's definitely worth checking out, especially if you've got quite a few TVs around the house. Some families do, they'll have TV in the living room, TV in a sitting room somewhere else, a couple of TVs in the kids' bedrooms. If they're all left on standby, then you could be saving yourself a few extra quid a year. Did you know that if the average 4-person family, everybody cut down their shower time by 1 minute per shower, you could save yourself around £200 a year, and that's just in the energy that it takes to heat up the water. You could then save a further £100 a year on the less amount of water that you've used by reducing your shower for a minute. Now, really, apparently everybody should be aiming for a 4-minute shower. I cannot believe that this is something that people can actually achieve. 4 minutes just seems like such a short amount of time.
Time.
What? That is impossible.
So if you think your showers are short enough already and you don't want to cut them down anymore and you don't think you can achieve 4 minutes, which I don't blame you, well, the other thing you can do is you can get a water saving shower head. It's just a new shower head that you attach. You should just be able to attach it to any shower, and it just uses a little bit less water. So that does help you to reduce how much water you use a little bit. Although, as I say, the best way to do it is to cut down on how long you're in the shower, if you can. Finally, then, you can reduce the temperature on your boiler. Most boilers will have a way that you can just turn down the temperature a little bit. You might not need it to be on the hottest setting all the time, so that's worth looking at. Insulating your hot water tank, if you have one, is a really good idea as well, because you've used energy in the morning, for example, heating up that hot water to use through the day, and then it just sits there for the whole day, and it will just get colder. And if you can insulate it better, then it will just take longer to get colder, so it will increase the amount of time that it's warm, and so you won't have to heat it up again as regularly. And then in a similar vein, if you regularly bleed your radiators, then this can just help keep the temperature of your water system at where you want it to be for as long as possible without having to use any extra energy in heating it. Well, there you go, guys. These were my tips to help reduce your energy bill this year. With how crazy things are getting, I really hope you found it useful. If you've got any other energy tips I haven't covered here, maybe I haven't thought of them, then let me know down in the comments. If you'd like to see another video on saving money just in general everyday life, then click here. Thanks very much, everybody, and I will see you in the next video.